Hey, what's happening? Chris Brown here, superfitbusiness.com. In today's video, I'm going to share with you why I think hustle sucks and it's the wrong thing for 99% of people to do. We've all been there, we've all suffered with it, and I want to share with you to avoiding hustle but being more productive. Stay tuned. So I was on a coaching call with a 50K in 90 Days 2.0 student, and we got discussing how busy his schedule was and how hustle orientated he was. And he was just kind of in this mentality of, I need to work harder, longer, and more efficiently to get more done. And here's the problem with that. What ends up happening is you end up getting burned out. You end up in a position where you have long days and little rest. And I know personally, when I have long days and little rest, I'm a grumpy bastard to be around. And I think it's important as an entrepreneur, business owner, somebody who's in the trenches doing the things in your business every day, that you really understand that hustle isn't necessary. And long term, what it leads to is you just being busy and miserable and hating the thing that you once loved. Now, there's an alternative, and the way that I like to plan my diary will help you make sure that your own time, your personal time, doing the things that you love are a priority. Spending time with your family, your loved ones, your friends, your relationship is a priority in your life. And finally, in a way that you are productive and get more done than most people who hustle without the hustle. All right, so there's 3 key steps. And when I'm planning out my schedule, here's the thing that I do first. I plan in my time first. So it's me first above everybody else, because I understand that if I put myself to the bottom of the pile, when it comes to my personal relationships, friendships, social time, I'm always disengaged, disjointed, and lack presence, because I'm always thinking about what else could I be doing? What else could I be doing? Or I'm tired, and when I'm tired, I often fall into bad habits of checking Facebook, scrolling through emails, just going through these loops of social media, email, social media messages, and I'm still, to this day, susceptible to doing that like everybody is. And so I plan my time, and I call this you and we. So it's your time and people around you. You plan that time first. And when you do this, what ends up happening is your schedule becomes your hobbies, the things you love doing, the things that you actually started a business to do, so you could do more of. That becomes the priority. The second comes your relationships, like time with your partner, time with your kids. And if you have more than one kid, I recommend that you have intimate time with each of those kids, one-on-one. And then next, it's your social, your friendships. Plan that time in. And then once we've got this down, we can build a schedule around everything else after that. The second step, this is crazy, is planning free time. This is time when there's nothing scheduled, nothing to do. It's just literally downtime, which could be anything that you want to do at that point in time. It's not a date night, it's not time with your kids, it's just free time in your schedule. And the final thing, the third thing, is then plan in your working schedule. So the things, the times when you actually do stuff. So every single week in Mastermind Elite, we have what we call the weekly sprint advantage. The weekly sprint advantage is a day when we spend complete focus on 1 or 2 big projects. And what we're able to do is spend 5 to 10 hours. We either do 2 times 5 or we do 1 times 10, where we spend that entire day with no distractions, no interruptions, no email, no phone, no social media, no nothing. And we work on 1 to 2 key projects, and we really, really, really work hard on that day. And what ends up happening is that becomes a long work day, but I guarantee that when we do this with our students, we plan it out, we map it out using the weekly sprint advantage, we end up having more work completed in a single day than most people get in a month or 2. And it doesn't involve hustle. It becomes a planned scheduled time that's pre-decided before the event happens. And it means that you're in a position where you can grow your business by working on big projects without hustling. You know, there's a big hustle mentality out there right now. Some of the entrepreneurs that you might follow, some of the people, the coaches, you got to look at what their lifestyle is, what their outside of work life is like. If everybody's always just talking about work and they've got issues or ailments in their life or challenges personally, it's often a sign of them working too hard. And I've been there, you've likely been there, but there's a better way. And I think as an industry, we have to embrace a better way, because you're not going to be the best person you could be for your family. You're not going to be the best person you can be for your business. And ultimately, if you're spending time on your own involves you being on your phone or being on Facebook or being documenting everything on Snapchat that you do, then guess what? You're not being fully present and engaged. And one of the most powerful things you could do to influence people is having personal presence. It's one of the highest in the hierarchy of influence is presence, being there, present and engaged. And that comes in every element of your business, your life. So, quick recap. When you're planning out your schedule, it's you and we time first. Your own social time, your own personal time, where you go away and you do things for yourself. As an example, mine's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I go, it's scheduled in, it's locked in, it's non-negotiable. Second time, we have date night with Danielle, which is kind of scheduled in. That's locked off every single week, but also we have family time. Every night between like 4:30 and 7:30 is family time. And I make sure I'm pretty stringent on that. Occasionally, there's times when things go out of sync and out of whack, but I'm pretty tight on making sure 4:30 to 7:30 is family time, 7:30 afterwards is free time. So nothing scheduled. We might watch TV, we might binge on the new episodes or series that we might be watching at any point in time. And then the free time in our diary we block out is free time completely. Friday afternoons for me, after I do my weekly analysis of what's went on through the week, is free time for me. That might mean I spend time with our team. It might be that I go for coffee. It might mean that I go shopping. It could be anything. It's just non-scheduled time I do as and when I feel. And then finally, the schedule for work time, I make sure I'm planned out a week in advance at least, if not a month in advance, the stuff I'm going to be doing on a weekly sprint, but also the time commitments that I have, the coaching calls that I do, the sometimes sales appointments that I do, the content creation that I do, like this. They're all scheduled in so that I know every single week what my commitments are. And I guarantee that if you do that, you'll be able to break out of the hustle and you'll be able to opt into what I prefer, which is called intermittent hustle, where you work really hard, but you also rest really hard too. And if you do that, you end up with a lifestyle business, something that you love and enjoy, something that will be something you can sustain for long term, rather than starting a project 3 or 4 years later feeling like you have to change industry, change careers, change paths, because you're so burnt out and bored of the thing that you do. That is it. Chris Brown, superfitbusiness.com. I'd love to know what has been most useful to you today and why. Comment below. If there's anything that I've said that's resonated or has struck a chord with you that you think, you know what, I really need to look at my life in that way, comment below, share it with people that you know is going to benefit from it, and I'd love to see what you put below. Bye-bye.